Hi, good morning. This is the final part in the making of this dress that you can see I have finished here. This video is a little bit disjointed, which is why I decided to do it this way. I'm going to try and narrate it over. I've got stuff here, I've got notes here, so let's do it. Of course, the dress up until now is finished, unless apart from the sleeves. I have sewn in the sleeves. I do not have footage of it because it was a little frustrating. But sleeves are in somewhere during this period. But in terms of the skirt, I started out with laying out the fabric and cutting up panels for the skirt. These are not the final skirt panels because I just wanted to have the length, since that way I would have less fabric to deal with at once. I've kind of been working out the calculations for the skirt of how wide it needs to be in comparison to the body and the changes that I made. And I was like, this is really weird. Why does this get gathered to 8 centimeters whilst the back is like 14 centimeters of the bodice that's in here? And then I looked at here and all of a sudden I see that the back is supposed to be gathered to 5 centimeters. I didn't see that. So I didn't do that. So there are no gathers in my back. Oh well, we're just gonna work with it and we'll probably add some gathers in there. And then with the next dress we're actually gonna keep it in mind. See, this is why I do the morning dress first. Just so I can practice and actually come up with something that's slightly pretty. Doesn't have to be perfect. After that, I drafted out the skirt panels on the fabric itself since I didn't want to waste any paper and they were rather easy to draw out even on the fabric. When all of the panels were drafted out, marked out I should say, I started cutting them out. I cut them out with a 2 centimeter seam allowance because I wanted to assemble the whole skirt together with French seams. I sewed the back panels together, leaving the top 30 centimeters open to create an opening through which I could get the dress on and off. After that was done, I sewed the side panels to the front panels with French seams, meaning that I first sewed them with the wrong sides together, cut the seam allowance off, pressed it open, pressed it flat with the right sides together and sewed it again. This way all of the raw edges are tucked away and the dress is neatly finished on the inside. When this was all done, I cleared out my table and started felling down the seams of the back panel. Since the top part is left open, I couldn't do a French seam since that would leave out raw edges, so I decided to fell down the full seam, including the opening. When both the front skirt and the back of the skirt were finished, I sewed them together with French seams as well. I've just sewn in the final 2 seams of the skirt. I've done them all in French seams, which I'll probably show some footage of, because I filmed the whole thing about it from a distance, so it'll be an overview. I've also ran some gathering along the top of the side piece and the back. The front will be just flat, so no gathering there. And I'm going to gather it now and pin it to the bodice. I'm absolutely in love with this fabric. I'm gonna stop here skirt is completely together. I still need to hem it, but I'm going to sew it onto the bodice first. And it's pinned now, it's not sewn on yet. I really need to put in closures. It's probably first thing I'm going to do tomorrow, because the moment I do that I can actually do fittings somewhat decently. Alright, I have the base dress finished. It doesn't fit me as well because I'm not wearing the appropriate undergarments under it. But I'm really happy with it. It's a bit tight in the armpits. I should have lowered them even more than what I already did. The bottom is hemmed, skirt is on, I've got sleeves in, and there's good news. I can get in it on my own, which was something I was rather worried about. I have 3 rather large hooks in the back, and then I've made thread bars because I only have eyes here and I don't really like those for these kind of projects. Another bad thing is that probably none of the undergarments that I've made work with this dress because the neckline is rather wide. I maybe should have put that in a little bit, but it's okay. I might just make a new corset or a different corset that I have, which is a bit more Victorian style but does embody kind of the same structure, I guess. It doesn't have any boning in it apart from around the back, so maybe that one will work. I think I'm going to try that one out today. But the base dress is done, and now comes the intricate stuff. I do not want to call it fun because I have never done it before, so I don't know how fun it is. I'm going to do the beadwork before I'm going to decide on lining it, because if I line it, I want to do that after I do the beadwork, because then all of the stitching is hidden. I'm thinking adding a little bit here around the neckline and on the shoulders, and maybe some on the arms and the bottom. I started cutting out all of the lace in small patches since I had bought fabric lace with a tulle base, and I decided on using the absolute edge of the lace as a trim around the sleeve. And all of the other lace pieces, I fussy cut them out and started cutting them out in smaller and smaller pieces so I could play around on the dress. I have cut down some of the pieces in rather small pieces, and I've pinned some on, and I must admit, I'm pretty fond of it. So the little edge around the sleeve, and I think my next order of business would be to tack this all down. This is kind of where the footage ends of what I have. After I pinned it all on, I basted all of the lace on the way I liked it, and then I started sequining. It took a very long process, and I did a lot of it outside since it was very nice weather, so I do not have any footage of it. But as you can see, it's done. There we go. I absolutely love the finished result. I'm still in love with the fabric. Unfortunately, the dress doesn't fit me as well, which I find kind of a shame. I already mentioned the armpits being too high, but the bust line is also still too high, and it kind of cuts me off a little bit short. You could argue that that is very, very Bridget to me. Yes, because they have their bust lines a little bit high up as well. But I do not find it very flattering, so I'm unsure of what to do with it. I haven't tried it on with the corset yet. I still need to do that, but that corset takes a while to get into, so I really have to get my mind set on it. When I have that done, I think I'm going to make a decision then. I might sell it to see if there's someone else who is a little smaller than me, who can actually wear it absolutely perfectly, re-hem the thing, and then send it off. The technique of how to bead it and decorate it with the lace, I've kind of stolen. Not even kind of, I've blatantly stolen it from Angela Clayton. She has a few videos, including one for a Regency dress, that inspired me to use the same techniques to decorate a dress like that. I will link a few down below so you can see how she does it. But yeah, that's the whole process of this dress. I'm very sorry this video was a little disjointed. I hope you liked it nonetheless, and I'm trying to do a better job with the evening gown, which is still in progress right now. I'm really sorry for the big gap as well. I don't really know what happened. I hope you liked the video nonetheless, and I hope you like the finished product. I'll try and shoot some footage of the full dress. I don't think I'll be wearing it before I post this video, but maybe I'll do a fitting tomorrow or this afternoon or evening, and I'll make some footage then. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more, for example the creating of the evening dress in the same style, I think there's a button somewhere around here you can click, and I wish you all the best. On to the next stash busting project.